Welcome to For Flow with Chloe, where I'm recording this on the 7th of May. On the 6th of May, yesterday, we had Pluto go retrograde. Things have been a bit tense, maybe passionate, a bit steamy since that Scorpio full moon that opened May with Beltane. But with Pluto going retrograde, it is a time to go within, a time to do some soul searching, and maybe even a little shadow work, dare I say it. And so we have got our Tarot of the Abyss. That Scorpion full moon did have some very Plutonic energy, as traditionally it is a co-ruler of Scorpio, which is ruled by Mars and Pluto. And then I've got the Wild Reflections as well, because I feel like they're very good for like earthiness. I have really good earthy energy for the fact that we are a Sun in Taurus. But I have got the Witch's Shadow Work deck out. So we're going to take some proper shadow cards, as well as just some everyday witch, because I feel like there is a lot of feminine energy with the Sun in Taurus. Pluto going retrograde, I feel like there's a lot of shadow energy going on and transformational energy going on. And the transformation with Pluto is very much about going deep, going dark, into the emotional pits, going deep down into the investigative layers of where nobody wants to look, except maybe Scorpio and Pluto heavy people, and investigate what is going on in the depths of your soul, the layers of your soul and your identity. So we've got some of that. But with this feminine energy, we have Uranus, which is a planet of rebellion and innovation and thinking outside of the box and forward motion. That is having a conjunction, not just any conjunction, but a triple conjunction with the star cluster of the Pleiades, so the Seven Sisters, which is a point between 29 of Taurus and 0 of Gemini, that is very symbolic of feminine energy, artisticness, deep emotions, and this kind of transformative energy of moving on through endings, this kind of death-like energy in a transformative rebirth kind of way, through those Seven Sister stars of the Pleiades. And so Uranus combined that, interesting, and also with the final third part of the triple conjunction, we have Sedna, the mother of the Icelandic oceans. She's been rocking out in Gemini since 2025, and these are all very outer planet energy and outer point energy having a conjunction. And so it's something out there, just kind of beyond our grasp, but very deep seated, and it's thawing, with that Sedna being the mother of the Icelandic seas, the frozen seas. It's like this thawing realization as we move through Taurus into Gemini, with that Sedna in Gemini, the sun coming through Taurus towards it as well. This Uranus wanting us to move forward with it, wanting us to let go of the old way It's quite an interesting energy, a go-go. I'm going to read from the Metamorphosis in Motion astrology of 2026, 6th of May to the 16th of October. So we're here for a long haul. Pluto, stationary and retrograde, May 6th to October 16th. Pluto's retrograde phase initiates deep inner transformations and reflections, especially regarding your community, social ideas, and personal freedoms. That is because Pluto is in Aquarius at the moment. So these are the shadows that are going to be coming up for you, things that are Aquarius associated, which are social ideas, freedom, and community. There could be disturbing news about technology and innovation, because there's that forward kind of technological innovation thing I said about earlier that has gone rogue. During this period, revisit and reassess your long-term goals and values. Powerful insights and internal shifts help clarify your true aspirations and the impact you wish to have on the world. You can unearth secrets, discover new healing modalities, and access your shadow. Whoa. And so, you Scorpions out there might be like, yeah, baby, let's go dark. Others may not be. So I'm like, do we go dark first or do we go light first? Do we throw out some light and then get the shade on it? Or do we just go deep, dark, fast, and then try and bring some joy through the light? Honestly, that's what I want to do. I think I'm going to be kind though. I think I'm going to dig surface layer first. It's all about layers, digging through the layers with this, I feel. Let's look at the top layer. Okay. Very giving instantly. Okay, so we have 4 cards to start. We have the 7 of Wands, the bravery and the valor to take the risk. Look at him or her. Look at them crossing this very narrow, not even a bridge, this haphazard, they look like quite flexible kind of bamboo-like rods of long young tree branches. They've just kind of thrown over from between 2 thresholds. Maybe this is old to new, but the old, we can't really see. We know she's looking back at it, she's looking back, and then over the other side we have this mountain of forests. It's the unknown, it's the future, it's unknown, but big flipping trees there, so lots of wisdom. However, they do create a cloak of forestry where we can't see it yet. It's impenetrable, and we are taking a risk and crossing over water to get there. The current is flowing beneath us. It's risky, it's emotional, it's an emotional journey. You are transitioning in between the 2 places, the old and the new. It's taking a risk and it's going for it, and it's knowing that it is a precarious balance across there, but you've got to do it, and the wisdom is to be gained from the unknown of the future, and you've got to balance it. You've got to balance those emotions to get across. You are taking a risk. Death. the Death card. I am in no way surprised that this card came up. With everything that I just said in the intro, it is very scorpionic, it's very plutonic. It's very much that kind of Seven Sisters energy of endings. And Sedna. Sedna, she had quite a traumatic end to her human life, but she did go beneath into the ocean and start a new life where, you know, she supposedly, that her fingers that were cut from her hand by her own father, who threw her from a boat and smashed her fingers off with an oar, to make sure that she could not weigh the boat down to save himself. She was cast down into the underworld, which is very plutonic, the underworld of the depth of the emotions of the sea, and she gave birth and life to it. Her fingers transformation, guys, into all of the Icelandic sea creatures, the orca, the whale, the seals, all those babies. And so artistic, deeply emotional, rebirth through going deep into trauma. And that is where I feel like this Death card is taking us. Finding creation and owning your own creation through having fully explored and realized your own depths and the uncomfortableness of some of that in order to be reborn. We also have the Fool, that new beginning, and this is an Aquarian card, and this Pluto is in what sign but Aquarius? The innovation, the get up and go, to go off on a new adventure. Whether she has to throw those sticks across that, you know, edge from that cliff, taking the leap, or is she making the bridge like on this very fiery Seven of Wands? It is an act of valor, an act of bravery to have accepted the transformation and dive into the new. For the pure joy of the wisdom you will receive on the other side. And we have the Ace of Wands. That's a beautiful Ace of Wands, isn't it? We have these hummingbirds drinking the sweet nectar from this very beautiful little, very spiritual, like a little mini tree of life. And Wands cards are about fire. So they are very much fire, sacral chakra energy, and this burning kind of passion and inspiration. But on this we have quite an earthy wisdom interpretation of it. And we are in spring, we are in this like really abundant time, having just gone past Beltane, and it's like a real passion to pursue your, it's like a little baby tree. It's like drinking the nectar and blossoming from this newfound fiery inspiration coming from the depths of your sacral chakra of creation and inspiration. And to make a regrowth, it's a tiny tree, but it's still like fully formed little bonsai tree. It's very creative, very, very creative and firebound, but it's the sapling and the rejoicing of the abundance of yourself and signing up for that wisdom. It's very like the Fool card, in a way of like, yo, I'm off on a new journey, I'm here for the ride, give me the wisdom. And so it's like this really fiery kind of like, yes, let's do it, let's transform, let's recreate who I am. And I'm up for the growth, and I'm up for the wisdom of it all. Okay, I'm going to lay them back out on my knee so I can see them in order. And I'm going to take some Abyss cards. So we have the Two of Pentacles. Interesting that we have it on top of this Seven of Wands. As I was talking about her balancing the energy with the other wand in her hands to create balance over this bridge, and how it's risky. The Two of Pentacles is about balance in a way, but it's juggling them. You often have a picture of a man sort of juggling them through a big band, like a big rubber band, juggling the two pentacles. Here we have two women swinging the pentacles, almost in a dowsing like way. But it's about expanding the energy. Jupiter in Capricorn. And Jupiter wants to expand, and Capricorn is all about building on it, making, you know, real life kind of structure, investment, building on it. And keep maximizing the progress. And here they almost look like they're dowsing for it. And we have the two women, and it's interesting that they almost seem to have the same body. Looks like two women in one. And we have the dark and the light self. And so I'm getting balancing the past and present, balancing our shadow, and juggling it, expanding it. And we need to find balance between our inner self and our outer self. We need to find a bridge between the past and the present, where we've been and where we're going, and come into an acceptance of the two energies in order to expand as a whole self. We then got the Eight of Wands. The Eight of Wands is big time communication, and we have all of these geese in flight. We have these Canadian geese sort of flying over the tree line, and so it's, you know, birds are often associated with communication. they sing and they travel and they communicate, you know, through song. So they're very much about communication. It is Sagittarius card, Mercury in Sagittarius. So it's Mercury is the planet of communication, and it's about fast communication, because Sagittarius, fast, but it's all about expansion again, because Jupiter rules Sagittarius. Sagittarius, all about expansion. And so there is some really fast-paced, quick communication, very direct, very transient, like going again, this A to B, one side of the bridge to the other, the past to the present. And here we have these birds flying across on a journey. So it's fast-paced, quick, passionate communication coming to you about a journey, about a transformation. This could all just be a transformation and communication going on within yourself, the messages you are receiving from your subconscious, from your own self, about where you need to go with this in order to expand, in order to, you know, grow and achieve the wisdom and get to the other side. And with it, you know, being a shadow card, and it being, we've also got mountains again in the background as well, you can see them. It's not necessarily going to be easy communication. It's not necessarily all going to be like wanted messages or realizations from yourself. 8 of Cups, walking away. And in here, in this card, it is very clear that we are walking away. She is walking away from this rather, not only the stack of cups, she's throwing the wine or fluids out. She's, you know, turned one like no, and rejecting it, like she's tipping out what she's drank through that cup and walking away from the other goblets like no. And this house in the background, it is slanted, it is shadowy, it's wonky, it's distorted. It doesn't look the most structurally sound or welcoming abode. And it has this very wintry, sad tree over it. It's like, I have outgrown this. It's like a walking away from the past. And again, walking away from the past, what I said about the first card we had out. Communication is about moving from past to the future. And with these women, with the scrying for it, it's very deeply emotional and very intuitive. And you are finding the truth through your intuition about where you've been, seeing the truth about where you've been, about the past, and where you're going. And making those intuitions, making those decisions through intuition, and scrying for it, like as if you are dowsing for water or trusting a crystal by swinging it over a map of where to go, and just letting it guide you, trusting your instinct and the messages from the deep. And it's like, no more of this, I'm walking away, done with the past, I've outgrown it, onward, onward. That house cannot hold me anymore. That was channeled. 3 swords and 7 swords. It's very much like I cannot be contained by the old way anymore. The way that things were before, the way I was doing things before. I cannot be contained by this anymore. It's a breaking free. And it's a breaking free from pain with the Three of Swords, past pain, past hurt, knowing it. And she has this, her heart is a bird here, which I think is beautiful. Her heart is like a small wounded bird, and the cracks are almost like the veins, and a crack running through her, almost like a hole as well, of like hollow self. And then we have this other bird flying almost out of the hole, out of her hand, a freedom, a liberation, this hole that was the veins that, you know, fed me, that was running through my veins. My whole past self is just a hole now. It feels empty. And there's this transformation of like her heart has literally leapt out of her chest into the form of a bird, and it needs to fly free, like these geese who intuitively, instinctively know what time of year to fly to. What's the word? The one where they travel. You know what I mean. Migrate. To migrate. It's time to migrate emotionally. Seven of Swords. This is a card of deception. A card of where you have been in the dark, creeping around in the shadows. Got a crack of light here. I mean, it can be like peeping through the door, spying energy. When we have very Plutonic energy, it is very much about digging deep, finding the secrets. It's very investigative. But it's the secrets of yourself. It's the secrets of your own past. And where you have squashed out the truth to yourself about things that have happened in your past, this wonky house, this distortion of the past, you're starting to see through the cracks and the cracks of the past self, and you're starting to see the light coming through the cracks and lighting the way through the shadows of those past pains, and the truth. You are starting to see the truth, and that card comes directly beneath this Ace of Wands, which is a bit of an energetic epiphany, but it's going to be new growth. This epiphany is going to cause new growth and new wisdom, because you are finally seeing the light on the past and you're accepting it, and from there you can grow. And I'm going to take Let's Go Dark, carry on with dark, and then we can lighten it with an Everyday Witch at the end. That's my method now. Like, we've gone deep in dark. We went through the top layer, went through the dark layer. I'm going to stay dark. Oh, you're beaut. Got quite a few there. Up. I'm going to take the ones I can see. The title and part of the image of that are talking to me. Interesting. The sibling. And we have this black fox, white fox on there. It's very Gemini. Uranus is in Gemini during this triple conjunction. And the Pleiades star cluster sits between the final degree of Taurus and the 0 point of Gemini, which is the twins, the Gemini, the twins. And it's bringing me back to this balancing of two energies. It's bringing me back to this woman, that's two women at the same time, the past and the present, scrying through her intuition, where I'm going, where I've been, my internal, my external. It's talking to me again about these two birds. And it's talking about a union and a deep twinship, kinship of inner world, outer world, parallel timeline, moving forward, two parallel lines that continually move forward, and the dark and light side of it, and the space between, and bridging that space between, and the precarious balance of doing it, and having the realization of the understanding and the merging of a duality of two timelines in order to keep moving forward, to keep the train, like two train lines that just keep going forward. And the realizations you've got from this side and that side, and how to keep it moving forward so that you're not getting stuck or trapped in your hollow heart space, stuck and trapped in the shadows, merely peering at the light through the cracks of this tilted, stilted, wonky house of distortion. Having a clear path forward through the blending of the two energies. And the raven is the messenger often of the underworld. The messenger, you know, Odin had crows, ravens, corvids. They all represent the messenger of the underworld, and between, you know, the magical world, the unseen, the subconscious, and the present and the other realm. They are otherworldly, as is this kind of sibling energy of like bridging the two worlds. And the raven is the messenger between the two worlds, between the seen and the unseen. The eyes of the crows for Odin, he was blinded, he had one eye, and the crows saw for him, and they flew over the human kingdoms and travelled back and delivered the messages to him in Valhalla, the realm of the gods. And there's many similar things with, you know, Hades and Mercury, the planet Mercury being the messenger and the only one that could travel through down to Hades to communicate with him. And Mercury communicated and negotiated the ownership of Persephone, was she the daughter of Demeter, and he had shenanigans with Hades, and Demeter, I think, had shenanigans together, and they made Persephone, and then they argued over who would own her and where she would live, on Earth or in the underworld. And eventually Mercury travelled down to the underworld as the only god that could do it, and negotiated this dual parenting situation for her. She'd spend the winter in the underworld, and in the spring, around this time of year, she would travel up and spend the rest of the year with her mother. And the coming of spring and harvest and all of the, you know, the plant life would come back when Persephone would come above ground. We also have the comforter, you know, the blankie people used to have as a kid, the favourite teddy, the thing we used to kind of nurse on after we had the detachment from our mother. The comforter, the dark space of the womb. We were all physically connected to our mother in the womb at one point through the umbilical cord. And when we are born, it is painful, it's transformative. We become part of the world from a dark space. And we cry. But without that cry, we don't inhale the oxygen and we die. Birth in itself is a death, and so on and so forth. And a bridging of one realm to another through trauma, from nothing, from existing only inside this womb, from being nothing, from just mere cells, to becoming a whole baby and then realizing there's a whole world out there, but you are still this vulnerable little creature. And your mother is all you've ever known. The past and the way you were brought into this world were all you ever known. And many of us find many comforters, whether this be through people, objects, narratives of social normative dynamics and social structure and whatnot. There's so many ways you can look at what the comforter is. But where have you been silenced, pacified, soothed yourself as to not deal with the truth about yourself and who you truly are, the spirit, the soul you were born into this world with, in order to become, not what society then told you was appropriate to be afterward, based on whatever messages you received through life, through many, many means. We also have, it's like a black mirror. And we have this hand touching this hand, making this connection. I'm getting this again. Seeing into the darkness. The sibling, the hand touching, unifying. The two women, the light, the dark. The inner self, the outer self, the past, the present, the soul you, the societal you, and this again bridge between the past, the present, the two realms, and the fear of crossing the very emotional waters, the fear and the bravery we need to cross, to get that wisdom, to get that new beginning, and the energy of the Fool that we need to embody, to be like, whoop-de-doo, over I go. And the trust that it's not just a reckless impulse, but that there is nectar, there is growth, and there is this beautiful bonsai tree energy in taking that leap of transformation. And we get the bat. The bat is the creature that comes out at night, and it uses sonar to communicate. It doesn't use its sight, doesn't use its eyes, it doesn't use any kind of like logic. It is blessed with an instrument that we do not have as waking humanoids of the world. It has these frequencies, these pulses, this instinct. This instinct is coming up again. There's also this fear. People are afraid of bats, people are afraid of the dark, people are afraid of what lurks in it and the bitey little creatures. You know, there's this vampiric association as well. And, you know, Dracula turns into the bat and vice versa. And so there is fearing a transformation and fearing being seen in a negative way and a fear of being misunderstood, most definitely. A fear of not fitting in, a fear of not being accepted, a fear of being outside the norm. And it's something you need to confront. You are not the boogeyman. You are not a vampire. And you do not need to be feared. Being different, being who you truly are, and changing. You've never you've not changed. You are who you always are on the inside. You're just finally revealing it into the light. Let the bat fly free, baby. And we're gonna take one from the Everyday Witch. Yeah, when we see sometimes the darkness and shadow in ourselves, and we need to embody it, there can be a fear. Can be a fear that people will not accept us, and that they will see us as something else, something they don't understand and something they fear. But to be true and to be honest with who we are and how we feel, and to be fully embodied, we cannot fear it, and we cannot avoid it. And we don't want to be lurking around in the night and hiding it by day. The truth is ready to out itself. And she is loud and proud, throwing her arms up. I'm here. I'm strong. I'm stable. I'm fully rooted. This is my truth. This is my ancient wisdom. This is my true roots. I rise above the ground with it. I have the cosmic energy of wisdom and growth, and the ancient united powers to stand strong in who I am and claim it. That is me embodied. I am in connection with who I am, where I've been, where I'm going and where I'm growing. She's got very rooted feet. She's drinking it up, and she's spreading the branches out wide to the future. Very earth magic, very earth mother, that very divine feminine energy of Taurus and this Pleiadian star cluster energy, and Sedna with this depth and it coming up from the depth. And also there are quite a lot of these stone circles, and there are a few that I believe are named the Seven Sisters, or that align to the stars and the cosmos. And so it's ancient, it's wise, and it's intentional. And it's sacred. And it connects the earth to the sky, your past to your present, because you're going places in transformation. Strong, rooted transformation. And that was a deep, dark reading. That's what we were going for. So, done what said on the tin, really. Didn't say it was going to be a tin of beans. Didn't say it was going to be a bag of sweets. Said we're going deep and dark, and so we did. And have a wonderful rest of your day, and have a very restful Mercury, very restful Pluto retrograde, she says. There are many realizations and many transformations to be had. But Uranus, the Pleiades and Sedna, they be on your side to harness the realizations. Bye.